Now that we have our projects in the system, we want to add jobs so that we can be able to track the project and know how it's moving along. And since we're building Jenny's home, John's home, let's go ahead and add our initial jobs to this project. So to do that, again, you can click the view icon here, and this will take you to the jobs page by default. And to add a job, you just click the plus form and you're able to specify the job name. Right? So let's say the first job that we need to do for Jenny's home is to clear the land. You can assign this job to various team members as you populate your team database. You can do that. It's not a required field. You can specify the time estimate in days, how many days will this take, and even specify a planned start date, planned end date. The other fields that you have here are cost category. So these are various ways of tracking costing for your project, right? Depend on the different section. And then cost code is even more fine grained than cost category. So let's say we're saying this job clearing the land is maybe part of landscaping. Yeah, landscaping and yard. Then we don't have any cost code, so that's why none are showing up here. But you can even, once you say that, okay, this is landscaping and yard, within the cost code section, you might be able to say, okay, this is labor or subcontracted part of cost code and of the cost category, landscaping and yard. So this way, within your project, you know all of the jobs, how much time was spent within each section of your project. And then even within a section, let's say landscaping and yard, you can see a breakdown by, okay, how much was subcontracted out, how much was labor costs, how much was material costs, and that type of thing. And this is how we kind of build out that entire ecosystem there. Right? So there, and let's hit save, and we see that job added here. Now we'll add two more jobs. Second one is Sandfill. So I'll hit Sandfill. I'll keep this as is, and then of course I need to search for landscaping and yard. Now I wanted to show you a nice cool trick that we have here. You can check this box, create another job. So if you remember, when we clear the land job, the form closed and then we had to select it again. However, if I select create another job, when I hit save, what happens is that the form stays up and you'll see the information that I had pre-filled remains. The only thing that gets cleared is your job name. And if you had selected an assignee, that person's name would have remained there. So let's just add our third job, which is to compact and sandfill the land. And I don't want to create another. And there you go. So now we have 3 jobs under Jenny's home. And I want to add the same 3 jobs under John's home. So again, I go back to John's home. This is same cost category, landscaping and yard. And I want to add clearing the land as one. And of course I select that. Sandfill, my second job here. And then compact the sandfilled land. And I do not want to create another after that. And there we go. We've just added 3 jobs here. Now, when we've added the jobs, we have a job list page. We're then able to search and filter information. As we're updating status, the statistics will change. These numbers will change here. And let's say we wanted to find out about compacting. We just search here and you'll see the job about compacting shows up here. You can also filter jobs by their due date, who's assigned to them, the status of the job, and if you had milestones, you can do that, and even filter by various cost categories. So the jobs page within a project is fairly dynamic, and you can do a lot of things here. So let's go ahead and clear this. And, let's say I wanted to see, hey, show me everything around drainage and irrigation. You'll see nothing comes up. But if I say, show me drainage and irrigation, as well as landscaping and yard, there you go. Right, so you see the 3 items that we've added come up because they are within the landscaping and yard cost categories. The next thing that we have is a job view page. So if you click on the view for a job, let's say clearing the land, right? Here you go. This page gives you everything about the job. So within a job, you have all the information that we filled. You can go ahead and update the status of this job. There's There are quick update calendars. If you wanted to update the plan dates, the actual dates, you can just click on that and select the date. And we see we don't have an assignee here. We also have the ability to add check sheets for a job. If you remember earlier, I spoke about having check sheets for a project. You can also have check sheets on the job level. Then you have notes for a job. So let's say, clear the land, right? And we've arranged with the Tom or Weeder guy for next Tuesday. So we can say arrange with Tom Weeder to clear vegetation next Tuesday. All right, and you go ahead and save. And there you go. We have a note added to the job. Later on, when we go through child jobs and integrating inventory with jobs, we'll talk more about these items here. So that's how you go about. This is all the information rather that we have on the jobs page. But let's take a step back. And I just realized that Sandfill is a little ambiguous here. It's unclear. So if you wanted to update that, you just click on the edit icon, and let's just give this a more descriptive name, and let's say sandfill the area where the building needs to be, right? Because we may not need to sandfill other areas that need to be dug out. I hit save, and there you go. You see that gets updated. So that's how you might be able to update a job if you need to update any information. Last thing I want to show you before I close this video is that while we're in a project, so let me just go back to projects, Jenny's home, we'll see the jobs for Jenny's home here. However, so you see we're within Jenny's home, jobs tab. We see the jobs for Jenny's home here. There is as well a general jobs page. So within your projects module, you see jobs at the top here. If I click on jobs, you'll notice something. We see jobs for all our projects. And this is a very powerful page, right? It shows jobs across all of the projects, everything that's happening within our company. So if you have 5, 10, 15 projects running, you can see all of this information and all of the jobs across all assignees and everything right on this page. So this is a very powerful page.